What is up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Commercial Roofing Radio. We got a good buddy of mine in the house today. Going to be a great episode. We got the husband of Kerry Hilbert in the house today. Shout out to my Oklahoma mama. What's going on? Hope you're doing good. No, for real though. We got my dude Kerry Hilbert in the building today. Awesome dude, right? Got a chance to really know him through working together. He's a true entrepreneur, salesperson at heart. He is a talker, man. This guy is a charmer. That might be why he's so good at sales. But he actually is the founder of Doughboys Pizza, and that's been in business since 1990. Still in business. His son is kind of running the day-to-day now at this point. He has actually taken over as the commercial sales manager at A-Best Roofing out in Oklahoma, one of the most reputable, largest companies out in Oklahoma. Great reputation, great organization, great culture. But most importantly, he is a big Oklahoma Sooners fan, man. So I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that, man. But Kerry, what's up, dude? How we doing?
Wonderful, Nick.
Yeah?
Wonderful.
You living the dream out there today, my friend? What's going on?
Living the dream, man. Perfect weather. I woke up this morning. It was 68 degrees.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I live in Colorado or something today.
Mm-hmm.
It's
awesome. Great. It's great out here, man. So me and Pendy, my business partner, we got to come out to Oklahoma and go to a Sooners game with you. I mean, I think one of my favorite parts was one of the traditions that they have there, where if the other team makes a field goal or an extra point and you catch it in the stands, right? You continue to throw it behind you until you throw it outside of the stadium. So I got to catch that kickoff or the extra point and chuck it back. Pretty cool tradition.
Oh, yeah, man. They don't get the ball back. They score on our boys, man. We can't let them have the ball back. They got to go get another one.
So what are you thinking for this season? Is it looking pretty promising? What's kind of the predictions, man?
If you look nationally with people that don't know what's going on there, they will tell you that we'll be lucky if we win 9 ball games. I think the under-over on games won at Vegas right now for Oklahoma is 9. And, I can't give my money and bet on my team because that hurts them every time. So I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying, and I'm not a guy that you want to just take it to the bank. But if I were a betting man, I'd say over on 9.
Hit the over. You heard it here first, folks. Kerry Hilbert saying hit the over, hit it hard, go big, folks, all right? Win or lose, remember Kerry Hilbert, all right? He told you so.
Easy.
Yeah,
don't get paid for none of that now.
He told you so, right? Oh, man, dude, that's too good. One last thing on Oklahoma before we kind of dive into things. So what do you think of Baker Mayfield? I know you said he's your favorite player that's ever been out of Oklahoma. What do you think there? With him going to the Panthers, do you think he's going to, revitalize his career?
I believe so. I think that if he's not, if the surgery was successful, I think that he'll light it up over there. I know they're in a competition for that starting QB there, and I think he'll win that. And I think he's going to kick the dog Dewey out of the Browns. Pardon all the puns.
Is that another bet right there? Are we throwing the rest of our cash then on that the Panthers beat the Browns in Week 1?
Well, let's see where the money's at first.
Yeah, true. See where the line's at.
I don't know where the money's at. I haven't looked at that one.
Yeah, all right.
But I would say if Baker is the QB, and there's so many things. I don't even know if he's got a line. If he's got a good line there, then he's going to be successful.
Right.
If he has time to throw, he will throw and he will complete, and he's a winner.
So. I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting for him. So hopefully he gets a starting job and has a good career out in Carolina. But, speaking of careers, brother. Fire. What's up?
I love his fire. He's all about winning and doing whatever it takes to win. And, that's kind of my thing too.
Yeah, I mean, let's expand on that, right? Entrepreneurship. I mean,
Yep.
you really do like a guy like Baker Mayfield because of the passion that he brings to the game, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if you really boil it all down, I mean, he is my kind of player because what's he do? He's a three-star athlete. Basically lives at Austin. University of Texas gives him no cred. They don't even recruit him, and he goes to Texas Tech and loses his starting position there and walks on at Oklahoma.
Wow.
After he started at Texas Tech, and then walks on at Oklahoma, and then ends up winning the Heisman Trophy and ended up being the number one drafted player in the draft. I mean, talk about a story, man. That guy's got one right there.
I mean, what do you think, though, for entrepreneurs out there? What can they kind of take away from that? Because, you look at a guy like Baker that was, 3-star and then all ends up going number one overall in the NFL draft. You got to think entrepreneurs can definitely relate to that, right? Of course, they have that passion, but at the same time, a lot of entrepreneurs are a bunch of failures, right? Like they get fired from a job, they couldn't find something they like, and they end up starting their own thing, right? And then hopefully kind of figure out what they were meant to do and become successful at it. Don't you think?
Well, that's just it. I mean, you find out what your passion is, and you got to put everything into it, and you got to go all in. I mean, just like Baker did, he went all in. I mean, he didn't just fall out of Texas Tech and then go to Southwestern State University, that's Division II. I mean, he went all the way to a better school than where he was at.
Right. So how did you get into the pizza business then? What happened here? So 1990, you start out. Kind of tell us a little bit about that story. Was that your first entrepreneurial journey? Was the Doughboys Pizza?
Oh, heck no.
No?
Are you kidding me? I started when I was 15 years old, man. I got in a hay hauling business.
You had a hay hauling business. That was your first biz?
I was my first business. I didn't even have a license to drive, and I bought trucks and by the time I was 16, I had 3 2-ton trucks, flatbeds with pop-up hay loaders, and I was hauling square bales back when that was the thing, back in the 80s, early 80s. I basically ended up the first year with just enough to give us some running around money, and then the next year I blew it up and bought 2 more trucks and hired my brother to help run a crew, and then another buddy of mine had him running a crew. So, it started early, man. I knew what my thing would always be.
So you were really young when you started that, and you actually were successful with it. You were able to expand on that, right? Buy equipment. How were you able to accomplish that? I feel like a lot of people at that age aren't able to really think that way. What was your thought process there? What were some of the learning lessons?
It was tough at first. I didn't come with parents that could just write me a check for equipment. Started out borrowing a truck and a trailer, and then doing it the hard way, and built up some cash, and then bought a truck. And then by the time I was 16, I had to have my mom co-sign, but then I went to a banker and said, hey, here's what I want to do. I need these trucks. Guy made me a $4,000 loan and bought one truck, and then from the cash that I developed from that, then bought another truck, and just kept moving on and on and on, and it worked all the way up until the time that I went to college. And the month before I went to Oklahoma University, I sold all the trucks and had enough cash to help pay the rest of my college for that first year. So,
I'll say,
and plus,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to mention this, right? When you're talking about having issues getting the trucks or the equipment, whatever it might be, you say, hey, I got my mom to co-sign, I'd explain this, right? You're jumping through hoops. That's what it's all about. So
Oh, yeah.
if you're willing to jump through those hoops and you just keep showing up every single day, right, it's going to be really, really tough to stop you. I can't promise you how long it's going to take you to figure out, because that might be a whole different story. But if you keep showing up every single day and you, like they said, hey, the best resource is resourcefulness. If you're able to be resourceful, right, and always be solution oriented, you're gonna find out an answer. I mean, look what he was able to accomplish at such a young age. So why did you decide to see, as an entrepreneur? It's interesting. You were able to actually use that money to pay for your college. Why did you feel like it was a good idea, even though you're an entrepreneur making money, to go to college?
Well, and this is going to show the difference in our ages right here. But as I was growing up, everybody was told you got to go to college. You want to get to that next level, go to college, which, by the time that my kids started in college or right after high school, I would not tell it. Not everybody's made for college. You don't have to have college to succeed.
Did you get a lot out of it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. College was perfect for me. Again, I ended up going through with a lot of finance and management courses. So the science of management is it's very interesting to me. Which, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you better have some management skills and you better have some finance skills. So it was very beneficial to me, but it's not for everybody. So. And I had no idea what I wanted to be when I went to college. I had no desire to be self-employed. My whole thing was I was going to go to work for a Fortune 500 company and retire there and live happily ever after. Who thinks about being an entrepreneur at 18, 19, 20? I did not at that time.
It's kind of hard to understand what it is, I feel like, sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
And for you, I think with the college, you almost kind of had an advantage because you had entrepreneurial experience, right? So you started a company before you went to college. I wish that I started a company, or at least had like some kind of idea of what that looked like before going to college, because then like when I'm in these business classes, rather than just reading textbook and just like consuming information, I would have been more correlating that to my business. Now I'm like, man, if I was doing that now, right? If I took a break here and just went to school, I'm like, man, I feel like the way I look at things would be so much differently.
Your perception would be greatly changed for sure. Which, that's the whole thing about entrepreneurial anyway. I mean, if you are an entrepreneur spirit, then you're going to look at things a lot different than everybody else.
Right. 100%. So you end up going and have some fun as an Oklahoma Sooner, and I'm sure there's plenty of stories that we could tell there, right? Now,
no, there's no stories.
Yeah, right. Hey, this guy is the biggest Oklahoma Sooner fan that I know, dude. I loved it, man. I went down there, went to the game with him. I bought this sweatshirt, lived it up a little bit. Won some money at the casino, living that dream.
We don't want to talk about the casino.
Yeah, well, it's because you lost money. I was smiling. You went to bed early the second night because you lost all your money. Oh, I gotta be quiet.
Cut that part out.
Yeah, right. I gotta cut that out. No, all right. So you get done with school. So did you go do the the more corporate type atmosphere after that, or did you go right back into entrepreneurship? The truth of the matter, I was went to work at UPS and worked there for about 3 years, and then and was about to get into their management there, and then it just wasn't me. Too many things would happen that I would have control of, and I think that I was ruined at a young age by being an entrepreneur and being in charge of everything, and now I'm a control freak. Oh yeah,
and I was back then too. So it puts you in a position where it's real hard to be an employee again.
Yeah, it is an interesting mindset. I think I kind of had the same thing where I first worked for more of a big corporation, billions of dollars in revenue, and the corporate ladder thing didn't really excite me like a ton. The first year I did really well. I got a promotion. I got recognition. I just didn't really see any excitement in it. There was no chase for me there really. And then when I went to work for a smaller startup, I was always questioning everything. I was like, why do we do it this way? Why do we do it this way? It was almost kind of annoying, I was almost kind of annoying. And that's when you realize, like, all right, well, this probably isn't, this isn't for me, right? So I completely get that. So then when did you get back? Like, what was the next chapter after that then?
Well, my dad had started a small grocery store in Deepview, Oklahoma, and my brother and I kind of got involved with that, and next thing you know, we have 3 grocery stores, and had one in Davenport, Oklahoma, and it was a small town, just about like Deepview, and I, thought pizza would go there if we could figure out a way to do that. So with the grocery store, I added pizza to it. I had to talk another company into coming in there because they didn't want to come to a small town because of the equipment costs to go into a small town. I had to do such a volume that they didn't want to go into anything with less than 3,000 or 4,000 people, which was the norm back then. That's what people were looking for, and so I finally talked a guy into doing that, and then I started working. While we were selling his product, I worked on trying to find a way to get into all kinds of small towns with a lower investment to add other locations. And I developed a pizza dough that I could sell to convenience stores or what have you, and get them in pizza business by leasing them a small pizza oven and a pizza warmer and a small make table. So with an investment of say $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, I could get anybody out there into the pizza business. Which before I did that, nobody was doing that. There was, I don't even know that. I know now there's a Hunts Brothers. I don't know when they even started, but they definitely weren't in Oklahoma. All the competitors that I had that were in the business at the time would never go into a town that was less than maybe 2,000. And I just seen the niche. I'm from a small town. I mean, there are a whole lot more small towns in Oklahoma than there are towns between 2,000 and, 8,000 people. So I seen the niche.
Sweet spot, baby. Riches in the niches. I love it. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to develop. We developed the pizza dough and then started putting them in, started going to convenience stores or grocery stores. I pulled up a map and then looked at the map and then just started circling all the locations that had the amount of the people that I was marketing to, and just cold calling.
Dang, dog. We got a dog in the building, baby. I love it.
I'm telling you, if you've never done cold calls in commercial sales, then you really don't know what the world's about. In my opinion.
Is cold calling essential? What do you think about cold calling? Should every company be doing cold calls, or what do you think?
I think that if you're not doing cold calls, it's in some ways, then you're not growing. I believe that we're blessed with tons of leads here, but you still got to go out and work to find the other leads. Those are the ones that the ones you work for are the ones that are going to pay you.
Yep.
Those are the ones that are going to be, not just in money, but in love, because they're going to love you. You went there and you found their need. You found what they needed with a solution for the roof, and they may have roofs, multiple. But, you sought them out. You met them. You found out what their problems were, and you're helping to find solutions to those.
Well, it's interesting because you went from the pizza biz, right? And look at what you accomplished there. But you accomplished that through B2B relationships. That's the same thing, right? B2B relationships. That's what you were doing. B2B sales, right? And that's where the same environment you're living in right now, right? Well,
Right.
as the commercial sales manager,
same exactly.
you're living the B2B sales environment. So
yeah.
I mean, when you're looking at the B2B sales environment, what's your mindset? When you're going in and you're meeting with a property owner, another business, what's your mindset? Because you've been a business owner, you know what I mean? So what's your kind of your mindset when you're going in there?
Well, for me, I want to find out exactly why did they call us, and what are their issues and what are they looking for? The perfect customer knows they want quality and they want a long-lasting partner for their roof, and they know ABES has been around 34 years, going to be around 34 more years. The longevity, they know that we're going to do it right, and if there's an issue, that we're going to take care of it. The companies that have been around 34 years, they don't stay around 34 years by neglecting their customers' needs or addressing issues. They address them, take them head on. So, again, find out what's going on with them. Are they just looking for bids? Am I talking to the decision maker? Which in commercial world, a lot of times you're not. But, my guys, I tell them that, you need to get in front of the decision maker. If it's a church situation, we like to present a proposal to the whole board, so that the building committee will understand what we're proposing. We're not one of those companies that you call us, we go up, we look, and boom, here's you a price, and we just email you something over. If that's the guy you're wanting, we're not your company, because we're going to explain what you needed on that roof. We're not just going to just write you something up and send it. That's not who we are.
Yeah, how do you go over that? Because I think that's interesting because when you're looking at ABES as a company, for those who don't know, right, they're out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, really well established, 34 years, like Kerry was saying. So they have a really strong brand presence. It seems like whoever you talk to in the area knows who ABES Roofing is, including other contractors that are out in Oklahoma. Like everybody seems to know who ABES is. So he has a really strong brand presence, right? But you got to think too, these really solid organizations, right? They invest a lot of money to get there, right? So they're more of a premium brand where it's a higher price point. Now, if I'm in the commercial sales world, I know it's an interesting time right now, but I would still want to be known as the premium brand name for sure that, hey, I pay more because I know what I'm going to get. Right. Chances are is if you go with a lower price point, right, they're going to have to cut corners. They're not going to be able to, fix things or have, extra funds to, improve certain situations that they might have to. Maybe the communication is not going to be as good, right? There might not be as well of an expertise or what they do. There's so many different things, right? You get what you pay for. Now, but when you're in a sales environment, how do you go about that? Do you look for the right customer, or is it like explaining in that presentation and really showing what that value is, or how do you kind of go about that?
That's everything. We got to show the value. What are you buying? Are you just high because you guys are driving around in brand new trucks all the time and everybody makes lots of money? No, that's not what it's about. It's about the value that we bring. If we can't demonstrate the value when we go and give them our proposal, then we've done nothing. So, we have to have that opportunity. If we don't have the opportunity to give the whole company story, then maybe that's just not a deal for us.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you got to think, too, you always got to make sure you have the right customer. It's really weird times right now, obviously, with the economy, the COVID, shortage of supply. You can go on and on and on and on, right? But at the end of the day, you're always looking for the right customer. For me, if I was a property owner, let's say that I own multiple properties, and these are my investments, right? These are my assets that are now a business for me. If you can make sure that I don't have an additional headache to deal with, right? Because you do your job effectively and on time, right? And you make sure that there's a solution that's right for me, it's game over, right? I mean, it is game over. So if you have that right customer that completely understands what their time is worth or however they look at things, that's your ideal customer. And then if they have more buildings, once you execute well on the first couple or really show what you're capable of doing, chances are that they're going to be willing to pay that price or refer you to other people who are willing to pay that price.
That's right.
Amen, my dude. Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I didn't know about that pizza story. That's pretty cool. I mean, I knew about the pizza biz, but I actually didn't know about you going into those smaller cities like that and focusing on the niches, which is something that I'm all about. We say it every day. Riches are the niches, right? You don't have to have every kind of service if you're a roofing contractor, right? Look at what silos are profitable for you and make sure you execute on those. Now, I want to ask about like the family business side of things. You had the family business, right? You still got that going. One of your sons is helping really manage everything there, the day to day. Now you go into the roofing side, right? And now you got more family involved there, right? With a best, Yep. Is it just kind of, and then also even with your first business was your brother and stuff like that, right? It's always been family. So how is that? How's working with the family and, what tips or advice do you have for others out there that they're thinking about it?
I would tell them that they better have an exact understanding of what everybody's duties are before you begin, so that everybody knows. And, as I tell anybody wanting to get in business for themselves, you need to understand what the getting out costs are just as much as you know what the getting in costs are. So anytime you plan on getting into any business, know what it's going to cost to get out. But with your relatives, it's tough. Everybody's got to know their lanes and be able to stay in them.
I think the clear expectation things, I think that's where you really nailed it. Before you even get started, be willing to have that conversation. Yep. Say, hey, this is what you're going to expect from me. This is what I'm going to expect from you. Does that sound fair? Right? Exactly. Set that expectation. So then when the heated conversation does arise, which it will, right? Then you can get that taken care of. Also, too, the people that you hang out with that you could have, a big fight with, and all of a sudden an hour later, you got, you're good, and you're you want those people too, right? Where it's move on quick, right? No, you look at business partners, you see horror stories, and I think setting those expectations, right, and being willing to clean communication, right? Clean communication, just like everything, right? I mean, that's something big contractors can work with just in general. You hear it all the time that the customer calls 3 contractors, doesn't hear from anybody. If you can improve on communication just in general, internally or externally, it's going to be good. It's going to be good for business, don't you think? Yes, sir, man. Well, hey, so Kerry, I got a little game for you here, okay? And then it's a little trivia game based off things you like, all right? And so once that's done, then I'm gonna leave you with the last quote or whatever you want to say. You can give some life advice, a quote, something to empower the viewers out there, my man, to make sure that they're crushing it, right? So pretty cool. Obviously, today, me, I've known Kerry for a while now, man. We met actually. Where did we meet again, Kerry? Remember? Where did we meet? Vegas, right?
We called you. No. We met. You talking about?
I guess on the phone we was Webrunner, wasn't it? Yeah. So shout out to Webrunner out there. If you guys ever needed help with some paid ads or anything like that, those guys are great. So they actually connected us to Kerry and Rita. Rita is the CEO of the company. So we started working together and stuff. But then we met in Vegas at one of the roofing conferences. I forgot which one it was, but Just hit it
Yeah.
off. You can tell you're super, really smart business person. So, when you're looking at B2B business, we talked a lot about his entrepreneurial background in a different industry, but, he's still an expert in terms of strategy and sales and stuff on that side, right? And he's taking that over and utilizing that as a commercial sales manager in A-Best Roofing, right? So it's one of those situations where you always want to look at it a little different perspective, right? And then try to take that stuff and then how can you implement that into the roofing space, right? So rather than just having the same information, how you can improve roofing sales, get a different, vibe and kind of implement from there. Oh, hey there. You come here often? I feel like I see you every Wednesday. And, you definitely caught my eye. I'll tell you one thing. You know how to stand out from a crowd. You already got a lot of great things going for you. I mean, I see your company. I see what you got going on. I want to be part of it. How about I give you my number and you send me a text? 720-796-4935. Hey, yeah, it's Nick, right? Peakleads.io. I think we can help you generate some commercial roofing leads. Looking forward to chatting. Talk soon. But you ready for this game or what, Kerry? All right, brother.
Make it
So
happen,
basically,
dude.
it is Who Wants to Be a Roofing Millionaire. Okay. And
Uh-oh.
you have two lifelines. You got 50-50. All right. So that will remove two of the wrong answers, leaving you with a 50% chance of getting it right. And then you have a phone a friend. The phone a friend is you call them, ask them the question. If they know, great, right? If they don't pick up, you lose the lifeline. All right. So, first question of Who Wants to Be a Roofing Millionaire? Which one of these is not a giant landmark in Oklahoma? A cowboy. B, a whale. C, an oil driller. Or D, a soda bottle.
Cowboy.
He's off to a hot start, folks. We're off and running.
Oh yeah.
1 for 1.
Because I know where all those other.
My
three
man,
are.
he's off to a hot start. All right, we got number 2. As an official doughboy, you're a pizza expert. All right. The founder of which pizza shop is now richer than Oprah? She has a net worth of $4 billion, by the way. Is it A, Domino's, B, Pizza Hut, C, Little Caesars, or D, Papa Murphy's?
About 50-50.
We're doing 50-50. We now have left 2 answers. After eliminating Domino's and Pizza Hut, you have either C, Little Caesars, or D, Papa Murphy's.
See, the bad thing is when you talk about Papa Murphy's, that's not real pizza because they make it and you take it home and bake it.
That's
so
true.
Really,
That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe you should just pick the other answer then.
but
What do you
that
think?
doesn't- I don't know.
Life's tough, man. Decisions, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay, I will say, let's just say the people that own Murphy's.
You're saying Papa
I'm
Murphy's.
going with that one.
Final answer?
Papa Murphy's.
Man, you
Final
said
answer.
that shit wasn't even pizza, bro. And you still went with it, man. It's C, Little
I know.
Caesars, bro. Little Caesars, man. The Little Caesar pizzas.
Well, okay. Okay, who owns
I have
it
no
then?
idea. I don't make up trivia questions. Come on.
Listen.
Give me a break, man. Come on.
I call it BS.
He's
now.
calling it BS. You know, the amount of times I get called BS on these answers is ridiculous. You know, I'm looking at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Regis didn't have to deal with this shit. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. I need some more respect. You know, I just got to build my reputation or something. You know, I can be getting pushed around in my own trivia game.
I just don't know where you're getting these
everyone's
questions,
giving me trash over here. You know, just
you got to have some real pizza companies in here, and then Little Caesars. They have so many other owners out there. I guess there's one guy that owns the corporate name, though.
Well, hey, I'm gonna tell you this. You know, I've been getting a lot of trash for these questions, and so for anybody out there or any future guests, if you have any issues with the questions, you can reach out to Danae McDermott at Danae@peakleads.io. She makes the questions, so give her all the hate mail, not me, please. Okay. All right. So next question is, what is the name of the OU fight song? Is it A, Boomer Sooner, B, Mighty Sooner Song, C, Oh Faithful OU, or D, Fight On Sooners?
Now you're saying the fight song?
You don't know this one? You don't know this
What's
one?
that? Well, I don't know what they call it, but the name of it is.
You don't know the fight song of OU? I just said you're the biggest OU fan out there, and you don't know the name of the fight song? I brought a fraud on, guys. I brought on a fraud. The dude can sell, but he's a fraud. No, I'm joking. Phone a friend. Who we calling? You got to put him on speaker. Who are you calling? Yeah, you got to call if you're going to do it. Yeah, you got to pick somebody to call.
Golly. Well, the problem is the people that I can call right now, they're at work, man.
Well, hey, you got one call, and that's all.
Golly. Hey, but normally in that show, they already have it set up, so the guy's expecting a call.
No, that's not how it works. No.
So,
nope. Man, who's going to pick up in case of emergency for Kerry at this one? That's the question.
Kendall Keeter. We will call Kendall Keeter.
Put him on speaker.
On speaker here.
Hey, Kerry.
Kendall Keeter.
What are you doing, man?
Hey, dude.
Taking off right in the middle of the day like this.
I know. Well, hey, I gotta let you know, man. We are on the air with a friend of mine. I am in having a little contest here. And the contest is, I had to phone a friend, and you're the guy. So, man, I got to have you answer a question for me.
Okay.
Now, can you hear?
Hey, what's going on? How we doing? Can you hear me?
Okay.
All right, perfect. So the question is what is the name of the OU fight song? So we have.
What's the name of
yes,
the
sir.
fight song?
He's going to give you some options here.
We got A, Boomer Sooner, B, Mighty Sooner Song, C, Oh Faithful OU, or D, Fight On Sooners.
I'm going to go with A, Boomer Sooner.
You're going to lock that in, Kerry?
I concur.
And that is correct, folks. Let's go.
Oh,
hey, Boomer Sooner. Nice.
Did you say incorrect?
No, it's correct.
Oh, correct. Okay. Well, the thing is, I thought maybe this might be a trick question because there's the alma mater.
Exactly.
But then there was a fight song previous to Boomer Sooner, and I can't remember what it's called, but they play that. Like they play Boomer Sooner at a touchdown, and then they play the other one after. And I'm sure that was like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right.
Hey, man, I'll holler at you later, Kendall. Appreciate you, man. You helped me out here, man.
What a use of a lifeline. I'm impressed. I'll give you that. You're very strategic. Most people don't even use the lifelines. And, it's just like you got to use them. I love it. So great work there. You're 2 for 3. We got a next one here. We got an Oklahoma City.
Hey, I gotta throw this out there before you ask the question, man. The thing with Kendall is I I helped him pass chemistry, so he knows when I call him better answer.
You know, way back when you helped him pass chemistry, and he still owes you. hey, also real quick, I just want to say this. So Shelly, right, Kerry's wife, you're out there. Remember, you deserve a nice purse, you know, maybe a new car. Just remember, all right? Maybe, I know you wanted that new couch. You know, make sure he takes care of you, okay? All right,
Nick. So I got to pull it up now. I'm horrible with names, so
I love it.
What is her name?
I love it. He doesn't know. He can't think of it. He's stumped. I guess that's what happens with age. You start to lose the memory a little bit, Kerry. You know what I mean? But hey, we're moving on. It's too bad. I got you again. So the next one is.
I'm going to pull it up, dude.
So for people out there, you're trying to get me back. Basically, you was talking trash one day, and you know, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell your wife that you need to treat her better, and called her up or told her that Kerry should buy her all these things, and so he's trying to get me back, but he can't remember my girlfriend's name. So, some of us have better memories than others. So we have.
Hey, hold on a second here. I thought it was fiance.
Oh, man. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, look at all the tides have turned, damn it. Tides have turned. He's got me in a pickle over here now. Look at this.
Are we running out of time here already?
Damn it. She ain't listening. She ain't listening. Let's be for real. She ain't listening. Baby, if you're out there and you're listening, hey, let me know. We can talk about it. If not, I guess we'll have to wait a little bit longer. All right. So the next question here, Kerry, my dude, we got is I'm messing up my screen. All right. We got, what is the Oklahoma City Thunder's mascot's first name? Is it Rascal the Bison, Billy the Bison, Boomer the Bison, or Rumble the Bison? Dang, Rumble. You're pretty good at this. How do you know that one? You big Oklahoma City fan or what? Yeah, one time when they were good?
Yeah, well, yeah. That was part of it for sure.
Yeah, but they lost them all. What could have been?
We don't want to get political on here.
What could have been?
What's that?
What could have been? Hey, for those roofing contractors out there, that's a great lesson here, okay? So you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. They had 3 of the best players in the world all on the same team, right? And they were unable to retain them. Remember, do anything you can to retain that good talent. Otherwise, you're screwed. All right? Retain the talent.
That's it.
Find the talent, retain the talent. They're able to find the talent, but they ain't able to retain it. Retain the talent. All right. Final question here. We got another OU trivia question for the biggest OU fan of them all. All right. What team did the Sooners beat 77-0 in 2003? Was it A, Baylor, B, Texas A&M, C, Kansas, or D, Missouri?
Ooh. 2003.
77-0.
Yeah. Let's go with Kansas.
He's going with Kansas. That's incorrect. It is B, Texas A&M. That's a whooping on a Texas A&M, eh?
You know, I should have known that too, because we're about to join the SEC and put some more 77-0 butt kickings on them boys.
Well, my dude, it's been a pleasure. And now this is your time to shine here. All right, you can tell the viewers whatever you want. You can inspire them. You can really do whatever the heck you want, Kerry Hilbert. Take it over from here. This is your show now.
I would tell everybody out there to always tell the truth. Good, bad, or indifferent. Whatever the truth is, that's what you need to tell. Life is so much easier if you don't have to remember something that is not the truth. So, tell the truth.
Keep it simple, guys. Tell the truth.
Keep it simple.
Don't create your own problems.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Don't create your own
Well,
problem.
hey, Kerry, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. I really appreciate you hanging out.
Yep. Take care, Nick.